Right. Hey there. Oh my god, I'm back. Am I ready to go? It's been a minute. Fair warning, you're about to see 2 videos in a row where I'm wearing the exact same outfit and makeup and hairstyle because I'm filming these in the same day, and because, excitingly enough, I've actually had 2 requests for 2 separate videos, and I really want to get them out because these people asked really genuine questions and I really want to answer them. So just be prepared that there's 2 identical looking videos coming. Sorry. Today's video I really wanted to have up in September because September was PCOS Awareness Month and I really wanted to mark that somehow, but I just couldn't manage it. It ran away with me. It was gone. September took one look at me and was like, no fucking way, mate, and off it ran. So here we are at the end of September filming this, ready to hopefully get up for the beginning of October. So not too late. I hope everyone had a very educational PCOS Awareness Month. Evidently, I did not because I was too busy. However, I had a really long, lovely comment from someone on my facial hair video, which if you haven't seen it already is up here. Please go check that out. If you're into PCOS educational content or experience of PCOS content, then that is an interesting one. And Michelle-igan, shout out, never done that before in my fucking life, so I hope you enjoyed that. She left me a really nice comment and had some concerns and some questions and some personal experience that frankly I wanted to address in a video because I think what she said is super important and needs to be talked about a bit more, especially when it comes to PCOS specifically. So just letting you know, if you're at all sensitive to this kind of thing, there will be potentially talk of periods, acne, body hair, hair loss, maybe blood, I don't know. So Michelle-igan says, first of all, she's got a question about hair loss. This is really interesting to me because it wasn't something that I really understood when I was first diagnosed. I'll put the whole comment up here so you can read that and see what her concerns are. But I want to start with the hair loss thing because I think this is really, really important. There isn't an exact number, but it's somewhere in the range of 40 to 70% of people with PCOS struggle with hair loss. I, obviously, as you can see, have a lot of very thick, dark hair. I'm an incredibly hairy person. I don't struggle with hair loss in terms that, you know, I've been very, very lucky. I don't think I am technically would be in that bracket of patients that suffer with hair loss from PCOS, but I definitely lose a huge amount of hair. I've been very lucky in that it's never so far developed into bald spots or sort of, I guess what you would say is being like full-blown alopecia or something like that, but you do lose a significant amount more hair. When I wash my hair, which I'm proud to say is only once a week now, which has taken me many years to get to, I lose a significant amount of hair, and I keep meaning to save it and weigh it so that I can maybe do some research and figure out if that would actually count as hair loss. Maybe I will do that before this video goes up. If I have done that before this video goes up, then it will be somewhere on screen for you now so you can see exactly how much I lose and whether or not that is considered normal or not. But I do lose a lot of it when I brush my hair. Even when I just sort of run my fingers through my hair, I lose a lot of it. Poor Dan spends his entire life covered in my hair and Lola's hair, so that's not great. I am pretty lucky in my symptoms in that none of them are super, super extreme, apart from maybe the erratic periods and the breast tenderness and soreness. Actually, that is getting worse as I'm getting older. But other than that, I've been pretty lucky. My symptoms tend to be manageable without things like medication or further treatment or anything like that. Hair loss is a really big thing, I think, especially for anyone who identifies as female or, you know, a woman. I think the societal norm of having long, flowing, luscious locks and, you know, constantly bathing under a fucking waterfall and looking great in a bikini, I think is really entrenched in women. And the idea that your own body could cause you to lose that, I think, is probably really, really terrifying for a lot of us that suffer with PCOS. And the idea that you can't really do anything about it until it's already happening. And, you know, there's no like preventative thing and there's no cure for PCOS. There's just managing it on a day-to-day basis. The idea of losing your hair, even in a small amount, so that maybe you've just got quite a discreet little patch missing or something, is frankly truly terrifying. Obviously, if it ever happens to me, you guys will know about it. Because I am determined to keep my PCOS content up to date and brutally honest, and whatever happens to me, you guys will know about. So every time something changes, that's exactly what's going to be occurring. It'll show up on this channel. I've been lucky so far, frankly, especially with hair loss, because while a lot of it does come out, it's never developed into bald patches or full-blown alopecia or anything like that. I think given the number of people, though, that seem to struggle with it through having PCOS, I think it maybe needs to be talked about a lot more, but I'm not the person to talk about that because it's not something that I've ever personally experienced. So please, if you have a channel or a platform of any size, and if you have PCOS and if you struggle with hair loss, if you can, it would be amazing if we could start a discussion about it. And as always with these videos, leave me a comment if you've got any questions or comments about anything to do with PCOS down below, and I will try my best to either address them in a video like this one or to just reply to the comment. I do know that I'm terrible, by the way, at replying to my comments. It's not like I think I'm some like massive star who's like too good to reply to your comments. I just have that thing of like when I get too many notifications, I just shut down. So I'm sorry, but I'm trying to get better. But this one I really wanted to address in a video, because the other thing Michelle Ligon noted in her comment was, where the bloody hell's it gone now? There it is. So she's been undiagnosed for 2 to 3 years now, but struggling with symptoms. And her comment says, and this makes me so fucking sad, and I can't begin to tell you how often this thought has crossed my mind, and I dare say anyone else who's suffering with PCOS has had the same thing. In her comment, she says that for the last 2 or 3 years, while she's been suffering through the symptoms of it undiagnosed, she has been wondering if there even is anything wrong with her, or if in fact it's just that she's like lazy or unclean or too manly. And oh my god, I can't actually express how fucking relatable that is, because I genuinely thought a few years ago, before I was diagnosed, I was like, well, I've got tons of hair and I can grow a beard and I'm covered in acne and sometimes I don't have a period. I'm kind of a bit of a failure as a woman, right? Like, that's genuinely how you feel. And it, obviously, that's terrible and you should never ever feel like that. But it's probably, and again, I can't speak for anyone else, I can only speak for myself, but the fact that I also had those thoughts and someone is in my comments also having those thoughts tells me that loads of people are having these issues and struggling with these insecurities. It is never, ever, 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 ever you being a failure as a woman or too manly or lazy or unclean or whatever. You know yourself that you are going through something, and even if you're not aware of it consciously, listen to your body. Like, your body is telling you that something is wrong, and we just need to be able to hear it when it speaks to us. So if you're going through these things, and if you're struggling with these symptoms, and you think it's just, oh, well, I'm 17, 18 years old, like, whatever, I've just got acne, but then it carries on into your 20s, it's not because you're unhygienic or because you're not taking proper care of yourself. Like, it is definitely something to get looked at, and you can always ask a doctor. There is no such thing as a stupid question. I know a lot of doctors will make you feel like there is, but there really isn't. And if you're sure that there's something wrong with you, you are the best judge of your own body and how it's functioning. If you know there's something wrong, then keep pushing until someone can tell you definitively, yes, there is, or no, there isn't. Because until you know for sure, you're going to keep having these horrible invasive thoughts of like, oh, I'm not good enough, or I'm too manly, or whatever. The other thing I would say is that what is too manly? Like, this is something that I've been thinking about a lot, right? Since I got this comment, I have given a lot of thought to what actually defines too manly. And again, it just comes back to that thing of like, well, society tells you that as a woman you're supposed to be soft and feminine and, small and cute and pretty, and you don't fucking have to be. That's completely made up. It's a completely fabricated thing that just is designed to keep women in a certain place, the same way that the stereotypes around men are also designed to keep them in place. It's all a fabricated thing that is pushed down on us and marketed in such a way that we feel like if we're not adhering to it, that we are absolutely wrong, and that there's something failing or lacking about us. And that is absolutely not true. And I will die on this hill that there is no such thing as too manly. I don't care how you identify. I don't care what your gender is. There's no such thing as being too manly. That's not a thing. Manly is not a thing. Men can be feminine, women can be masculine. It doesn't fucking matter, right? It's all completely made up. So we just have to stop, I think, and remind ourselves and tell ourselves constantly, right enough, that these thoughts that we're having about ourselves as women are pushed on us by a society that is designed to A, keep everyone down, B, most especially to keep women down. And you can see that in the lack of treatment and available care for conditions like PCOS or endometriosis, anything like that, anything to do with a woman's reproductive system. It's so damn difficult to get any attention for it. Why is that? Because the system is designed to keep you down, and if you're not well, then you're a lot easier to keep down. But it's never ever that you're too manly or lazy or unhygienic or anything like that. You are never a failure as a woman. If you are a woman, if you identify as a woman in any way, shape or form, then that is exactly what you are, regardless of what society tells you. And just because you've got a hormonal imbalance or cysts on your ovaries, or maybe it's been 6 months since you last had a period because you've got PCOS, it doesn't fucking matter. You are still a woman, and it's still okay to live the way you want to live. Diagnosing PCOS is a massive problem, and I'm going to do a whole separate video on that, because that is a fucking story time and a half for me. Let me tell you, it was a bit of a mish. That is a 20-minute rant I've just been on. And I'm bloody parched. So, I just wanted to address that comment. I thought it was really important because I felt really, really bad for her to be struggling for 2 or 3 years is a long time to go through those thoughts and to have those feelings and to feel like less than or inadequate. And to be honest, like, the world's already a crock of shit, isn't it? So we might as well just try and make everyone feel a little bit better about themselves. And I've definitely been through all of that everyone else has gone through. But as for the hair loss, someone else is going to have to discuss that in further detail, unfortunately, because I thankfully have never experienced it. But if I ever do, you guys will be the first to know. A couple of things before I wrap up. Number one, very, very excitingly, I haven't even checked today, hang on. I am at 826 subs at the point of filming, which is bloody lunchtime on the 29th of September because I've done such a good job at managing my time. When we hit 1,000 subs, I am going to do a Q&A, or I really want to do a Q&A, and I would love, love, love if you would leave me a comment on this or any other video, ask any questions you want to know, anything at all, really, no holds barred. I'll discuss anything. When we hit 1,000 subs, I'm going to answer all those questions in one big, probably quite long video. And that will be my 1,000 sub special, and I'm so super excited to hit that milestone. And it's so close now. 826 is like, it's really far, but it's really close, and I'm super excited. So thank you very much to everyone who has already subbed. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe. It really helps us out. Hit that ring bell button as normal to be notified every time I upload a new video. Sorry that ring bell button is silent most of the time. And I will see you in exactly the same look next month. Okay, bye.